Howdy, boys and girls. It's Michelle, and it's day 15 of the 30-day confidence challenge using video. So we only have 7 more business days, including today, and then we're finished. So exciting. So today I want to talk about a topic that is near and dear to my heart. Probably through pain, trial, and error, and that is conflict. So I don't know about you, but earlier in my career and as I was learning and growing, man, was this a tough topic to handle. And I felt like I kept getting more and more situations where I had to learn how to handle this kind of stuff. And today we're going to talk about a method, if you will, on how to handle conflict and nasty, tricky, ugly situations. And that method, I'm only using one because, well, frankly, we don't have time for all kinds of different methods. I do have a lot of other stuff in my membership portal, which has conflict things and methods and more confidence stuff and more time management instruction and assistance. So we'll cover that later. But for today, we're going to talk about conflict and the method that I devised personally to handle tricky, ugly, icky situations. And I like mnemonics because it's easy to remember. And one of the things that there's one of the things that people really struggle with, or the thing that comes up is fear and dread dealing with it, dread handling it, dread figuring it out, dread going to work. So that's a mnemonic. If you haven't figured that out yet, it's dread. A lot of people dread it. And so that's normal. I'm going to use a personal story, a personal example. And this particular example is what helped me create this method for myself. Now, this was years ago, reaching back, I don't know, over a decade, maybe more. And I was working as a consultant for one of the bigger companies. I was assigned to run a project where there was a director and a manager, and the manager reported to the director, and I reported to the manager. So it was me, the manager, and the director. Now, at some point in that project, the manager wasn't doing what they were supposed to do, and it was impacting the project. And so I had the wonderful honor of sharing that with the manager and then also letting the director know. Now, I was put in a position where the director pulled me aside, pulled me into his office, and asked me to document what the manager wasn't doing and document the decisions that the manager wasn't making. And I'm like, oh boy, this is ugly. This is not going to go anywhere good. So I just exited the meeting. I called my boss at the consulting company and said, this is what's happening. This is what they're asking me to do. This is what the director's asking me to do. I don't think this is going to end well. And my boss said, just, if that's what he wants, that's what you should do. And I'm like, oh. And so what came up? Dread, fear, ugliness, ickiness. It was bad. Everything was bad. And so against my better judgment, I did exactly what I was asked. I documented it. I put it in a log. And eventually the director asked me to share it, which I did. And then the director shared it with the manager. The manager was obviously not happy. And everything went sideways after that, meaning The manager then wanted to meet with me over lunch. She was angry with me that I wasn't working with her and I was working against her. And so through that exercise, through that personal example, I developed this mnemonic, DREAD, D-R-E-A-D. And we're going through the next few business days, we're going to go through what each of those mean so that we can set the stage for how you can manage personal and professional conflicts on your own. Now, what I would like to know, I would love for you to record a 2 to 3 minute video thinking back on, a conflict that was really tough for you to handle. And tell us about that. Tell us about how you felt, what it was like. It could be personal, it could be professional, whichever one applies and which one really gets in the heart of, you're like, oh, I really need help with this stuff. So tell us about that. And then, we're going to use that throughout the next few business days, additional examples personally, professionally that you've had in order to help solve these and give you tools and techniques and tips to resolve them. So with that, you have a wonderful day and we'll talk to you soon.